everyone, and welcome to
The Movie House.
Today we're going to talk to you about a movie from 1972 called The Godfather, starring Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, and a host of others.
Yes.
Probably one of the greatest movies ever made. All right, that's it for us. Thanks for joining us. Would you like to share some thoughts?
Yeah, it is a great movie. I really enjoyed it. When The Godfather came out, I wasn't allowed to watch it. My dad thought it was going to be too violent. I was in high school when it came out, 8th grade, 9th grade, something like that. But we weren't allowed to watch it. I didn't read the book until recently. But everybody knew, spoiler alert, just in case you've never seen The Godfather, which I know there are people out there who haven't, everybody knew and talked about the horse scene. That's all I'm saying. That was well known on the playground and in the cafeteria is the very famous horse scene. So I knew about that. That's about the only thing I knew about The Godfather.
What did you think about it when you saw it?
I liked it. It's a really, really well done movie. I can watch it repeatedly, and that's nice. It's not, I don't like overly violent things, and this is not overly violent, which it's a story. I would say that we watched The Offer. If you haven't heard about it, was Paramount Pictures, right? Mm-hmm. Their streaming service, and they came up with a little mini series called The Offer.
It's all about the making of The Godfather, and presumably most of it's true. And the story about the making of the movie is as fascinating and interesting as the movie itself. So if you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out. And it is extremely vulgar in its language.
Yes.
But
unfortunately,
yeah. But the performances are excellent, and the characters, which I guess are real people that were involved in this, are fascinating. And so it was really interesting experience to watch that as well. But yeah, The Godfather is one of those handful of movies that if it was on TV, it doesn't matter where it is in the story, you got to sit down and just finish it out.
That's how he is.
So good. It's just so good. And it's funny, I just saw recently online that Mario Puzo, who wrote the screenplay with Francis Ford Coppola, based on his novel, won an Oscar for The Godfather, and then he wrote with Francis Ford Coppola the sequel, The Godfather 2, which takes elements from the book and expands on them, and then adds other things as well, and it won an Oscar. He decided, because he didn't know anything about how to write a screenplay when he did it with Coppola, and he did it twice without knowing what he was doing, and then he decided, well, I'm going to find out how you're supposed to do this, and he got a book on how to write a screenplay, and in the first chapter it said, watch The Godfather.
Really?
So he's like, wow. Just took a look and went, okay.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't know that. I just saw it recently.
That is really cool.
Isn't that funny?
That is really cool.
But yeah, it's a story about a family, right? In essence, it's a man, a father with his boys who are grown now, and it starts out with his daughter's wedding. He's giving his daughter away. And you meet all of these characters throughout the course of the wedding festivities.
Yeah, pretty much everybody else that's going to be in the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And again, you know right away who these people are just within a few minutes of seeing them interact. And everybody is excellent in it.
Yes.
Pacino was, I guess, an unknown when he got cast, and he's excellent. Of course,
yes.
He went on to have a huge career. Brando, of course, is Brando. He's excellent. And he wanted to do this movie. I read that he wanted to do it because Frank Sinatra wasn't happy with the novel because he thought the singer character was based on him, which in the novel is much more of an expansive story than in the movie. And they were rivals when they were making that movie.
Hold on, it's there. It's Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls, right? Frank wanted to play the Brando part.
Sky Masterson.
He didn't get it. He had to play the secondary role. And so when Brando found out Sinatra, right? Sinatra was bent on a sheep about the Godfather being made. He said, "I got to be in this movie. Stick it to Frank." So he did, and he was great. So it's a great, that's good. At its core, it's about this family and what they're going through, and sure, they're criminals and all that kind of stuff.
But that's not what really the focus is on,
Right.
and that's what's so interesting. We highly recommend The Offer. Really, really, even if you haven't seen The Godfather, watch The Offer first. And that's how it was made. It's like, we're not talking about the MAFIA. We're not talking about them. We're talking about a family.
Right.
And not the family. We're talking about a family. It's an Italian-American family.
A patriarch.
Patriarch, yes.
Who's trying to keep what he's built, pass it on.
Right.
And he's got these sons, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. And it's a generational. There's a transition taking place from one generation to the next, and how this all plays out with the rival people who are trying to
move in,
gain power at the expense of the Godfather, and all these sorts of things is really, really well done.
Yeah, it's just really, it's a fascinating look at humans. It just really is. You're looking at personalities. You're looking at ambition, and how, we all have to make choices, how we conduct ourselves, what we're going to do, what we're not going to do. And so that's what's fascinating. It's a story of love. There's betrayal. There's sacrifice. It's everything. Every theme is woven into this. But when it boils down to, it's the story of a family. That's all it is. It's a story of a family.
Yeah, and this is just my take on it. I noticed the last time we watched it that the Godfather himself, other than when he's in the tux for the wedding, he dresses very simply, very almost shabbily in some respects compared to other people. And this is a man who has all the money in the world, all the power anybody could ever ask for, but he's a very humble man. He's a very simple man. He has simple tastes. He has simple ideas about right and wrong, about family and honor and these sorts of things. And I think maybe it was a choice on their part. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think it comes out in his dress that he puts on no airs, whatsoever. Even though he could,
right? He
dresses very simply in very sort of drab colors, and almost, again, some of it's a little ratty even. Yeah, it's comfortable.
And it's probably really well made.
Right.
He's like the millionaire next door.
Right.
He's not off to flaunt. He's not out to impress anybody.
Exactly.
And I think it shows more if you read the book too, because you get more about who he is and who his sons are. You get a lot more in the book too about that. But he's a man I'm not out to impress anyone. Right. I'm here about my family.
Right. So if you haven't seen it, and can't imagine there are many people out there who haven't, but it's a tremendous achievement on the part of Coppola and everybody else involved in the making of this movie. It's just
acting.
I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's interesting too about The Offer. Just gives so much background, and if you like film and you want to see how a film is made, how a film comes to conception and birth and the after product. I mean, it's just really, really amazing that this movie almost didn't get made, first of all.
Right.
I mean, the book was great, and I mean, it was a bestseller. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's reading it. And then to try to make it into movie, it almost didn't happen.
Yeah, and I want to do this with all our movies in our collection, and this is the only one I've actually done it so far with. I think you were gone one day, and I watched the movie from start to finish, listening to the commentary track. It was Francis Ford Coppola, and I forget who else was on there talking about it. And I just watched it and listened to him talk about it, and it was wonderful. So again, if you have it on DVD and you haven't listened to the commentary, listen to it, because not only is it a great movie, you can enjoy the movie even with Francis in your ear talking about things as it goes along. It's worth it.
Yeah. So again, read the book.
Yeah.
Check out the Paramount. And you can get it at your library. We got ours at the library. They have it. The Offer. And again, great cast in that one. I mean, we love the characters. We were imitating them for weeks. And then Bob, right? And then the movie. And it's wonderful. You will like it.
Okay. So that's it for us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.